Hi, I'm Ann Cox at Washington State University, and thank you to Jennifer, Amanda, and Jensen for their collaboration. Despite a trend of increasing body appreciation as women age, middle age represents a challenging time for women's relationship with their body. They are experiencing the physical signs of aging, such as the emergence of wrinkles and gray hair, coupled with reduced functionality. And this can have implications for women's well-being and self-care behaviors more broadly. Yoga may provide opportunities to support well-being during middle age due to a focus on gaining awareness of internal states and how to respond to those states. Yet we know little about women's experiences of yoga in middle age. The purpose of this study was to gain insight into the impact of yoga on middle-aged women's body-related experiences, well-being, and self-care behaviors. We also explored the experiences of both beginner and more experienced yoga participants. We interviewed 22 women who practice yoga between the ages of 45 and 64. They were predominantly Caucasian, half self-identified as beginners, and the other half as experienced. We used an IPA approach with semi-structured in-depth interviews that lasted approximately an hour. And in the interviews, we asked about their experiences with yoga, their relationship with their body, and how yoga related to their self-care behaviors and well-being. Interviews were transcribed and analyzed to identify the themes and the subthemes. In the first theme, participants expressed the importance of having a supportive environment for facilitating their practice. Yoga instructors who were accepting and non-judgmental and supported their autonomy promoted their feelings of self-acceptance and competence. An example is seen in this quote here by Sarah, a beginner. They also voiced the importance of feeling a sense of community among the other yoga participants. And this can be seen in a quote here provided by Sydney, an experienced yoga participant. And finally, a positive atmosphere within which to practice yoga was also important in this theme. So elements like having a peaceful mood, dim lighting, and natural elements all contributed to this positive environment. In the second theme, participants talked about how yoga promoted self-care behaviors and mental well-being. For example, the quote provided by Kelly, an experienced participant, showed that one key aspect of yoga was focusing on breathing and how it helped participants pay attention to their body, which then benefited their minds. They also noted the benefits of being relaxed and being more fully present. And finally, they noted improvements in a range of healthy behaviors such as relaxation practices, eating, moving, and sleeping. For example, participating in yoga prompted the participants to use skills that they learned during yoga with coping in stressful situations, as described here by Cameron, a beginner. Finally, in the third theme, they talked about working to improve body appearance and functionality perceptions. This captured both the judgment that these women expressed towards their bodies, as well as increased confidence in their bodies due to yoga. They talked about criticism of their weight and loss of physical ability, but they also valued improvements that they observed in their physical appearance, like toned muscles, and in their functioning, such as increased strength and balance. As you can see from Lily's quote, an experienced participant, they felt that practicing yoga would make them feel better about their appearance. The participants further expressed how yoga helped them feel more confident in their bodies, which then extended to their lives, as illustrated here by Grace, an experienced yoga participant. So overall, they felt more confident both in their appearance and the functioning of their bodies. The supportive characteristics of the yoga environment, links to self-care behaviors and mental well-being, all of these are consistent with the research that we have with yoga in younger participants. This indicates that yoga environments that are inclusive and diverse may be able to meet the needs of both older and younger participants. The results also reinforce that it is not just yoga per se, but it is the context and the way in which yoga is delivered that is important for supporting well-being. The age-related critiques that they had about their bodies were somewhat unique to this population, but they were still successful in middle age in cultivating more body appreciation. Otherwise, there was very little divergence in yoga experiences between the beginner and the more experienced yoga participants. Although middle-aged women were the target population, the sample was also rather homogeneous in terms of race and education. So if we are to continue expanding access to yoga, future studies need to include more diverse samples to understand the experiences of women more broadly.